Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back for another recording of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Last episode, it seems like we missed one trap in the first, uh, I guess you'll call them puzzles, and we started the second puzzle where we're trying to investigate what killed this person, or if any, well, I guess something killed this person. That's right here. Chopped off his legs and all of that. So we need to find more evidence pieces to see that vision. We also saw that the crankshaft is somewhere around there. I see a bridge over there we probably will be crossing later, but I want to pretty much not wander too far away from that first puzzle because I feel like we missed something over there. I could run, but in this game particularly, I think you would be silly to run. You would just miss things, and then pretty good water effects. Potentially dig yourself into a deep hole. So we want to see if we can swim. Maybe swim out of here. I'm already to the point where I'm like, forget about finding Ethan Carter. Let's just leave this crazy place. You found a dead body. And we found something else. Ah, the crank. We were told it was around here, and there's some blood on it. I believe this is actually in just Unreal itself. So many games I've seen, you've been able to take a 3D model and easily zoom in on it and spin it around, and it happens so often. I don't think there's really any actual custom programming needed for that. Okay, so I can get my knees wet, but I can't go any further. That's a shame. So we have a rock and a crankshaft. Either one could have been used to plunge in the man in the head and then, or chop off his legs perhaps. This could have been a crime, an accidental crime. They could have knocked him in the head, and then the train car may have gone over his legs when he fell down. Thought that might be like a rabbit or something. We have not seen any life in this world. So if this game creator was a big team, I probably would hold that against him, that there's no birds or anything. Maybe there will be a storyline explanation for that, but we're not hearing any animal sounds. We're not seeing any signs of life. And we are back on the railroad tracks even further. It seems like that path clearly states that we've gone too far for our purposes of the first couple of puzzles. Unless all the puzzles really are going to be spread among the entire world, which I don't think is going to be the case. That isn't really even good level design. They have hidden objects miles and miles away from where they should be. Seeing moss on rocks, but nothing else really. So where does this path take us? Nowhere really. It's just a combined thing. not enter. And damage. So the rail cart just kind of stops. There must have been a landslide, and I guess the implication is the electricity would have gone further too. Then we have this, which seems like a whole different section again. Branching paths. This bright yellow tree indicates to me there might be something about that tree specifically. So we have the rail cart and the canister. We found those. We found the bloody rock. We found the severed legs. We don't know what the deal with the rope is. That one in particular is the most confusing. I can't select it again. What would be interesting is if something started attacking me, and how well I did in the QuickTime event was directly related to all the items I found. Much like the slightly newer game Until Dawn that I would like to cover, but it's only PlayStation 4 right now and I'm not equipped to record it. In pretty much every sense of that word, since I don't even have a PlayStation 4. So I'm gonna wait for that game to come to PC and hope it does. It might not. We're seeing a lot of blocked off paths. This world pretends to be a lot bigger than it actually is, I think. Which you should always attempt that in video games. You should always try to make your video game seem a lot bigger than it actually is. Alright, so I have a crank, and now I guess I can spin the crank by tapping A. I guess I can drive this thing. So do I go forward? How forward can we go? Or we just run into something? That forward. I guess I can just leave the thing running. I don't know if this is wind coming over the thing. It almost looks like rain, but it's vertical. I mean horizontal. So I guess it's just wind. So since we took the thing here, let's try running. You'll see a lack of smoothness here, but we missed a trap obviously in this section. So we gotta find this trap. I wanna find this trap. I wanna be a completionist, and I wanna completely miss the very beginning. It shouldn't be as difficult as it is being. We need to look upward, we need to look downward. There we go. It's just this bear trap in the middle of this. That made me jump again. Oh, I'm like in a totally different area now, and I can walk and see. And there's bones everywhere. This is that area on the other side. It's littered with bones. Is this the reality? Is this what's really going on? How far away can we get from this? Can we walk this way? This is like a whole different section. Well, I don't know if I left the area and I left the fantasy world. I think I may have. Because notice it's getting a little bit foggier and darker as we get back to this section. Ah, so we've revealed the truth is what we've done. We didn't see it before, but there's bones all over it, explaining all the traps. Something to read here. Let's read it. Alright, well, we're gonna have to zoom. And then I don't think we're gonna be able to do this. Let's see what Y does. Ah, that helps. Sap. An old man came to the forest every day to drink sap from the trees. To get there, the old man had to step around many dangerous traps. The villagers believed the old man had hidden a jade amulet in the forest, but the old man wanted the villagers to believe this because then he would search the forest for treasure and not. Then they would search the forest for treasure and not drink his sap. One cool fall night, someone set fire to the forest, and the fire spread to the village. The old man escaped the fire by covering himself in sap. When he returned to the village, he found the villagers' bones. The old man sat down and cried. Then he found more sap to drink. Okay, that is a story that seems like it would be written by a slightly disturbed young child. And here it is written out. I guess I could have actually read that because it starts and ends right there, but it would be a little bit difficult. I'm glad that they put the text on top of it. I was kind of hoping though that we would get some voice acting of reading this story. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see what's on the other side of the paper. It is a picture of fire and trees. Was this a real story?
Ethan, I told you, you can't be here.
But Gramp, I wrote something for you.
That's real nice. Thank you. Just leave it. I'll read it later.
We got music and we see saving scene, and that looks like a bottle of sap. And now it's not going black when we look at it. Now we see a bunch of bottles of sap and a fire, and the area has changed again. No more bones. Now we see a campfire that wasn't here. One dead in house fire. Let's see. Bayfield County. Fire damaged a historical home in Red Creek Valley Wednesday morning, according to officials from the Bayfield Fire Department. A family of 6 was asleep when the blaze broke out at the remote house once owned by Albert Van de Griff by the Ogden Lake in Red Creek Valley. Gail Carter, 58, was pronounced dead at the scene. Remaining family members were able to escape. Carter's husband, Edwin, 62, told investigators He had fallen asleep with a lit cigarette in his hand. Firefighters were dispatched to the scene at 1:22 a.m. and remained at the scene until 5 a.m. Wednesday. They returned to the property hours later to extinguish what? I can't read anymore. Alright. Now, on the left there, it says withdrawal from Vietnam nearly complete. So, and September 28th, something, 1970 something. So, if this is supposed to be somewhere around 2015, this story is very old, and that is interesting that Ethan Carter would know anything about this story and turn it into as maybe he can see dead people. Is this The Sixth Sense? Sorry, spoiler for the movie The Sixth Sense. Let's see what the back is about, because usually I bet the back is going to be more important than the front. After heated public hearing, no answers for the Van de Griff heirs. Bayfield County, members of the Van de Griff family again gathered in the Bayfield County Courthouse today to debate the fate of the Van de Griff fortune, which has remained in escrow since 1961. Family patriarch Albert died in a mine after... what does that say? In a mine... in a mine something after effects of destroyed Van de Griff theory. Okay, so no, not sure how he died. James Van de Griff, 38, of Chicago, argued that his father's demands were unreasonable and that the many Van de Griff family members have personal reasons for wanting to avoid living in the Red Creek Valley on the Van de Griff estates, as stipulated by the elder Van de Griff's will. The recent fire in which the Van de Griff home was damaged, he said, only underlined the family's concerns. Since 1967, the Carter family has lived upon the premises, I suppose. Van de Griff, something temporary caretakers. And the text we see is, oh, there's two. So he kind of former Van as temporary caretakers. Died in a mine accident. Okay, so we don't need to read the front or the back of either one of these, because I could have just done this and read that. Interesting. So what is the reality here? What is the reality and what is the fiction? And did we unlock anything? Is really the question. Did we change anything in the world besides that small section? Or is it just that that little small section now went from all the bones in the fire, which I imagine that story either never happened or it happened a long time ago before the other fire story. Maybe there just is always these fires that are happening. Was that the creaking of the bridge, or was that an animal? Well, I think we may get two puzzles solved today. Yeah, that's the bridge. Because now we can just hop in this car and ride it backwards to the position where it's supposed to be in. sounds like a waterfall, but it's the engine. Okay. There's no going forward, so back we go. We'll just turn around and look this way, why not? So I'm still holding backwards on the control, but it didn't adjust for the fact that I'm looking the other direction. Then where it says rail car here is where we want it to stop. You can even hear and see it moving as I'm nudging it. Let's try that. Where would the canister be going? There, it fell off the rail car or something. Maybe I have to turn this thing off. That certainly sounds like we may have done right. We're hearing a spooky sound. So are we getting more of this or less of this? We have the severed legs, we have the rope, we have the canister, we're covering up the rail car section. All that dried grass is pretty well covered here. So I think we need to start investigating this area. What more to this violent mystery is available for us to find? And hopefully we don't start another puzzle going this direction. We still have really no idea what's going on. What the story is or what's going on. I think we're going to spend most of the game in that state. Just hopefully we don't come across another body with severed legs. Then we would have to investigate two things. Is that animals? Or the wind? They're making it spooky on purpose, I believe. Gone quite far considering haven't run into anything. It's another vista. I wonder if all the vistas are where we're gonna see more stories once we solve the puzzle. Ah, there's something to inspect. A grenade. Well, certainly something I wasn't expecting. Perhaps I could blow up some barrier to get the rail car to move. Yeah, if somebody told me there was a grenade in this game, I would not have believed them. Is this a trap? Nope. Good music. As long as we don't get too stuck or too lost in the game, the music like this won't be too bad. It won't be bad at all. The only problem is if we start spending like several hours in an area hearing the same music over and over again. It's a little too noticeable music for a game like that. Most video game music has to be almost completely forgettable and just unconsciously set a mood. Nice tall grass here. Because if people recognize that the music's good the first time, by the 20th time it plays in a loop, they're over it and annoyed by it. I wonder if the grenade is the only thing in this area. I don't know, it seems kind of easy to miss stuff. Like, what is this? Blue. Alright, so we know it has to be this. Alright, so this, blue, blue, blue. What? I'm running after this guy. This is freaky. This is insane. I'm chasing after an astronaut. Is he this way? Which way did he go? I don't see him. There he is. There he is. I'm running after this guy. I think I've just gone insane. Where is he? There he is. Just barely appearing. Almost right up on him. Maybe I can catch him. I missed him. Well, that was completely freaky. I think I messed that up too. So we gotta go back up and see if we can find the lights. I'm wondering if that was like an Easter egg thing, but that can't really be an Easter egg thing. And I don't feel like I did what I was supposed to. And the lights are back. So, let's prepare ourselves for a mystery because that's what we've got here. Yes, so next recording we're gonna try to activate this again and figure out what's the deal with that. This is taking a very strange turn in this game. Completely not what I was expecting at all. I did not for a second believe that we were going to be chasing after a astronaut in the forest. And it's opening up my mind to the thought that maybe we're seeing stories that Ethan Carter is making up and somehow bringing to life. Uh, but we're going to have to find out next time, and well, probably we won't even find out next time. We'll have to find out as we play the game. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. If you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.